I'm just gonna keep talking in math because it's kind of funny. So, since we're in family therapy and my granny's May, and I'm born on National Bosses Day, and I carry Mother's Day, it's my constants. So now you think about that. Now your velocity, your frequency, your constants, right? So my mother always said, listen to your heart, don't let him get inside your head. And that's the day I accidentally went through the trust building exercise and I accidentally broke somebody's nose. And it truly was an accident. Just like when I dislocated your shoulder. I'm sorry your head hit the fucking windshield that day, but you did it to yourself, motherfucker. You just gave me a weakness, an opening. Alright, so sometimes we work through cracks as we have to. If I'm smaller than you and you just violated the ultimate law, I have the legal right to put your head through a fucking windshield. So, either way, this becomes the resistance too, so like once that, detector starts to radar and you're like, yeah, I'm doing something wrong here, but I'm also figuring out something, and that makes sense. Teenagers do that. That's what we do when we grow up. Here we are and we're in the search engine. We're going through these phases in life. It's called the lifespan for a reason. Sometimes we get one, sometimes we don't. And then now you're playing for keeps. What decides a keeper? Like when do you keep them? Why do you pick this friend and not this one? And you're talking about integrity, back to the character. Now we all have these characters now in this story, right? This is a fucking gangster ass story. We're like, shit, I don't know if I want to play with this one or not. This is dirty. This is going to be dirty money. This is going to be a dirty intention. This might fuck up my game later on in life or even right now. And that happens, and so I've seen good people die for the wrong reasons. I've also seen wrong people continue on, and I'm like, dude, you're a weakness, and you're justifying it where it's not just. So now you're weighing it out. Scales of justice. I'm a Libra for a reason, not just the constants, that stubbornness, where you're testing my integrity against your character, right? To find that strength. And now this is where your incline goes. If I'm trying to climb, I have this strain working off my back. Now I'm seeing what's embezzling off of me, not just extorting, because we know damn well it was an extortion campaign. You damn well proved that my father was in the right and you were in the wrong. And if he had to fucking do this, that, or the other, it's probably because you were testing those boundaries and I was his heart. And I know that because my dad wasn't a fucking pervert like yours. So now here we are, back to the scales of justice, those moral dilemmas, and you were a piece of shit to me my whole life. Don't come asking to me now.